Hello there, I'm out to do another range test today, but this one is a range test over an urban area where there's going to be lots of interference. There's quite a high wind blowing today, but we know that Lassie can take a bit of wind, so we should be alright. I've already planned it out the route, and it's going to be the same distance, 3 kilometres, that I took Lassie out when she flew to the cairn table, so we know that the battery power can take her all the way there and back. I've fitted a couple of strobes to Lassie, but I'm not going to be testing the strobes today, but the strobes will be flashing so that I can maintain visual line of sight. They're certified up to 3 kilometres, so she'll be able to keep line of sight. Let's get her up in the air. Right, that's the range just starting to come down now, but it doesn't look like it's going to come too much. But there's a lot of wind. I'm going to send her up initially and see how we get on. If she starts going a wee bit haywire, if I get high wind warnings, I'll probably bring her back down. So I'm turning on the strobes now, and I'll be doing a full test of these strobes later on, but for the moment that'll do us. So let's see if we can get her up in the air. Okay, there she goes. So she is getting battered about quite a bit in the winds there, but let's send her off anyway. Here we go. I'm sending up to 200 feet. Still see the strobes flashing away quite clearly there. And already over there, we're already down to three bars in the signal already over this urban area, and she's only 1,000 feet away. So it didn't take long. She's down to 2 bars now, and she's down to 1 bar now. So it's quite clear that over an urban area, it's not going to be, you're not going to get a direct signal. We're back up to 3, but I'm bringing our altitude up to 250 feet. I'll bring it up to 300 feet. Okay, so we're at 300 feet and she's flying along there over this urban area, and it's quite a densely populated area, and we're at 3 bars of signal. So I know where I'm taking her. My pal John lives not over in that area there, and he's 3 kilometres away, 2 miles. So I'll take it as far as I can with this range test, but it's more a signal test really than anything. We're down to 2 bars here. There we're down to no bars in the red, and we're losing the signal. So if I face her, there we go. Facing her puts her back up to 3 bars and 4 now. So it's obviously quite important to keep the antenna in the direction of the drone. And there we're up at 4 bars now, and we're flying over quite a populated area, which I'll bring the map up to show just exactly where we're flying over here, so you can have a look at it, a look at the details of the amount of interference that's going to be in the area. So we're out at 4,000 feet now, and we're flying at a height of 300 feet. All the telemetry you'll be able to see in the screen for yourself. I can still see that strobe flashing away up there. So she's still in my visual line of sight. 27 satellites, down to 2 bars now, losing. It's flickering the signal, and we've lost a bit of signal there. Signal is lost. So what should probably happen now is she'll return to home. I can spin her round actually. I've still got full control, although I can't see anything on the screen at the moment. I can still see the strobe flashing up there, and I'll be able to bring her back. So she's automatically started the return to home, which is good news. Although my return to home altitude is a little bit low for my liking. So she is coming home. So I think that was about 5,000 feet shooting out over this fairly densely populated area before she decided she was coming home. I'll cancel the return to home, but I will continue bringing her on home as well. And we're getting strong wind warnings here, so I'm just going to bring her all the way home. But as you can see, there's nothing really to panic about. Even though there was a signal loss between the remote controller and the aircraft, after about 10 to 20 seconds, the return to home automatically engaged and she started back. And once you came back into a signal, and I can still see the strobe flashing over there, the screen came back on. So there's nothing really to worry about. Even if you lose signal with this drone, it will return. And if you watch the extreme weather test, you'll see proof of that. So we're up to almost full signal strength here. And we've still got a strong wind warning. It is fairly blowy down here, so I can imagine at 300 feet up, it's going to be extremely blowy. But the drone's still in, so I can see the strobe flashing away beautifully there, up in the sky. So that's quite a good thing. Well, I'll just bring her right down to land, and I think we'll leave that to you. There's a lot of seagulls flying about up there just now actually, and they're starting to show a bit of interest in Lassie, and she doesn't have her missiles on board just now, so she's got no defence against the seagulls if they decide to attack her. Well, let's start bringing her down. Aye, the wind is tossing her about quite a bit up there, but she's a strong wee thing. Aye, the seagulls are taking a real interest in her now. Come on, hen, don't you worry about them. You come on home. That's it. And see the strobe flashing away there. Here she comes. Look at the seagulls up there, taking a real interest in her. So there we go. Lassie has come home again. Strobes and all, but it is quite a bit of wind blowing up there. As you can see, she's getting knocked about quite a bit. So I can only imagine what it would have been like 300 feet up. Right, come on in, let's get you in the house, get you nice and warm. Okay, so there we go. So I'll just turn these strobes off. Wow, they're bright. This wee one is the Flytron Cree, the red one. Oh my, it's blinding. Get spots in front of my eyes. Right, come on, turn it off. I'll turn it off in a minute. Okay, so not a range test for distance really. It was more about how far is it going to go before losing signal. Now, as we lost signal, I lost the screen as well. But I think it was around about 5,000 feet, which is just short of a mile. So you're looking about a mile over a fairly well developed urban area, and it lost the signal. So I'll show the map again, and I'll put up the flight path that I took, and you'll be able to see it. I mean, there's a police station there, there's a wee mini hospital, there's a few churches, there's a lot of businesses, commercial businesses, and there's a lot of residential areas. So a lot of interference there, and I think that was pretty good to get a mile along there before we lost connection. And as you saw, although we lost connection and all I had was a blank screen, after 20 seconds the return to home kicked in. She turned herself around and came back, and after another 10 seconds the screen came back on. I could have let her continue to return to home, but I cancelled it and brought her in myself. So there's nothing really to worry about. As long as you've set your return to home height in advance, there's nothing really to worry about. Okay, so hope you enjoyed that video, and I'll see you in the next one.